Right, okay, welcome back to Exehaven Harbour. Hope you've all had a really good Christmas. I think we have, but we haven't had it while I'm filming, but when you get this, it'll be after Christmas. So there we are. So all I wanted to show you is the platforms are virtually finished now, and I've weathered one, and I wanted to show you the comparison between the two. Now, I finished painting them all up, and I've put the scale scenes edging on the platforms, and obviously, like I said to you before, I painted them like a very dark grey, and it's almost black really. Even though I put loads of white in the black paint, it still come out like that. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I've now weathered it, or weathered one of the platforms, and this is how it's turned out, and I'm really pleased with it. I've weathered the sides as well with some black soot. Obviously, being in the steam era, that's what we've got. And I've used these two weathering powders, concrete dust and the black soot. The concrete dust is on the top, and the black soot is on the sides. And I've got to say, that does look pretty good. And I thought I might have overdone it actually, but it isn't too bad at all. I've given it a right good go over with the brush, and like I say, I'm quite happy with that. And the sides of the platform edging is pretty good as well. All nicely, all nicely sooted up. And yeah, been a fair bit of hard work, obviously, doing all of this, but I think that was been worth it in the end. So hopefully I can get them out to the cabin the next couple of days and get some track laying done. Right, now I'm coming towards the end of the weathering process, and I thought I might show you just how I go about it. Now you can see this is the end part of the platforms, so that would sit at one end, and basically I've made a start on it. I did originally start using weathering powders on the platforms, but they were a bit too harsh, believe it or not. So I've gone to my other method, which is using pastels. And basically, here's one of the pastel chalks. This is how I created this little colour. I'll just scrape a little bit off for you and show you. So there's a little bit on there. I don't know whether that's... Oh, there's a little bit on there. You can just see that. And I get this little brush, and all we do is just do that and just rub it in until you're happy with how that looks. Okay, I'll keep going with that. It looks pretty dusty now, doesn't it? So we've done that. So what I'll do now, I like to just tone it down a little bit with a bit of black. So just bear with me 1 second while I get the chalk out, pastel. So we've got the black pastel now, and I'll just put a little bit of that on there. Just scrape it off with my scalpel. Okay, and that should just tone that down a smidgen. Just have to keep working at it really, until you're happy with what you see in front of you. It's not necessarily always what the camera sees, but what you see with your eyes, a lot of you know. And I think with that little bit of black on there, that looks just about how I want it. Let's have a look at that on camera. That looks pretty good actually. Could do with a little bit of a over here, I suppose, but just try and make it as random as you can, like that. Okay, so, and now the brick edges. So what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to stand it up. That's just out of camera for a minute, but what I'm doing is just scraping some of the black on the brick edge. You can probably hear that. Great camera work, John. Anyway, so now I'll scrape that on. You can see that in there, I think. Yep. So again, I'll just get the brush and we just sweep along there and I mean, on this platform end piece, I think that's probably going to be about enough. Just keep brushing it in, get the ends, and I think that looks dirty enough to me. I don't know how much of that you can see from there. There we go. So what I've done with the platform ends, I don't know whether that's in shot there, coming towards the platform ends, I've got more dust on it. That's where the engines would sit before they take off, and it gets just lighter after that, and then towards the other end it gets quite black and sooty as well. So that's where we're at with that, and that's how the platforms look. And I'm quite happy with that. As you can see, the blackened sides at the end of the platforms, and then it sort of lightens out a bit. But I've made it quite dirty. I want Exehaven to be a station that seems to be used a lot, and the platform engines come out really well. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed about, I've got a few glue marks just on the edges of those, but to be honest, now I've weathered them in a bit, it's looking not too bad. Something I can live with. And once we get a lot of the station furniture on there, you won't see it. So yeah, that's where we're at, and that's all worked out rather nicely. They were the weathering powders I was using. They are very good, but you have to use them very sparingly, and that's quite difficult when you've got a reasonable area to put it down. But yeah, you know, you can do the same thing. I used the concrete dust and that came out quite light, but I could have blackened that down with the black soot powder. But I've used the pastels in the end. These were £1 and I've had them, well, ever since I started, which is probably 4 years ago. So yeah, there we go. Hi everyone, and welcome to the video before New Year, or it's a segment of the video that is going to come up before New Year. And as you can see, the Western's rolling by, and a little focus of this little segment of the video is the centre buildings that I've made a free downloadable kit. This was the 2016 Christmas free downloadable kit from Kingsway Models. Now, I've been inspired slightly by Tony Northeastern, because I watched him build his shopping parade for Jarrow Road, and I'll tell you what, I thought they were excellent models, especially as background models. The 3D effects of the windows are quite good, I would say. I suppose you could cut them out, but these are just sort of pictures, and they give a very good 3D effect. And as a free download, it was a nice little kit to make. It took me about 3 or 4 hours to do in total. I've done an hour, come back, done another hour and a half, and so on, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And there are 3 shops, well, there's 2 shops and a pub, and they're all sort of a little bit run down, but you know, in not too bad a state. But I just like the idea of that sitting at the end of perhaps a long street to the back scene. So look out for that in the future. The other models I've got here, I've had for over a year, because I think I got them last Christmas, and I think I've done a little feature on them. That's the Ritz. Well, I've made it the Ritz Cinema. That was local to me when I was a kid, and I was born in September '62, and that was the film that was showing during that month, The Longest Day. And I managed to print off a couple of pictures from it, and obviously the title to go along the billboard, if you like, outside. And then moving down here, we've got 2 of the buildings. One is on the left is Ward's Bookstore, and the other one is Morley's Meats. Both signs made up by me, and they are two of my closest friends, and I will do that throughout the whole layout. A lot of my friends will be featured in various ways. So yeah, so I just thought I'd share that with you. What I'm going to do now is, if I just move you over very carefully, hopefully not affecting you too much, as we pass along the what is the test track. Something else I'm going to show you is this little fishing boat. I had another little Scout Scenes download and built this tiny fishing boat. It is such a pain to build, but it's such a lovely little kit. There's still some finishing touches to be done with that. If I zoom you over to where the estuary is going to be, and we'll put that by the other fishing trawler, you can see that that was quite difficult to make. So yeah, so the other thing I'm going to be up to right now is the platforms. I thought were completed, but I gave them a good dousing of what we're going to call it, clear, well, it's clear lacquer I think I used from Halford. So I've given that a good going over, and I've lost a little bit of the weathering, so I'm just going to go back and give them a bit more weathering, and that'll finish them up nicely. And then in the next few days I can go back just laying the track again. So I'll be back with you shortly, and we'll see how the platforms have turned out. Right, okay, so that's the platforms weathered now, and I'm quite happy with that, quite satisfied. They look all nice and dusty, and I don't think I'll be doing much more with those, to be honest. I think I'm going to pull them as good as finished. There might be a few little touches and tweaks once they get fitted in at the station, but apart from that I think that's another little job tied up, and we will carry on. This was the, I think, first engine I actually bought. I got it from the Cheltenham Model Centre, and I got it second hand, and I tell you what, and I hope this is not the kiss of death, it just works. It's not perhaps as sophisticated as some of the other models, but it just works, and it pulls a damn good rate of coaches. She goes. Right, okay, so I'm going to use this episode to say that I've been tagged. To be honest, I'm not sure who to tag now, because there's nobody left, and apologies for the late getting into the tagging. I just haven't been out here. Today's the Thursday after Christmas, and this is the first chance I've had to get out here, and I've watched a couple this morning. It looks like I've been tagged twice. Thank you, Tony, Northeastern, Tony, and Mr. Sheedy. I just can't think of who else to tag, to be honest. So I'm going to leave it there. All I want to do is wish you all Happy New Year, and I'll see you 2024. So thanks for thinking of me, those that have tagged me in. It looked like a bit of fun. Sorry I'm late to the party, which is very unlike me actually. I do like a party. Take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye now.